Well, hello out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to another episode of Greg's Mowers and More. I'm sorry it's been a couple of weeks. Been going through a lot of stuff. Been dealing with some energy lacking and some sickness, and my wife had a surgery and had some complications there. We've had issues with animals. My truck broke. I had to fix it. My son's car broke. I had to fix that. It's just been a never-ending string of things that just, when you got to take care of your family and take care of first things first, that's what you got to do. I've also been working 60 plus hours a week at work, so it's kind of hard to find any kind of time to do anything. So I apologize for not having videos up for you guys for the last 2 weeks, but I'm going to fix that today. This mower here, my neighbor over there, he called me up. I was at work. It's probably about 8 o'clock at night. He says, "Hey," he says, "you want a push mower?" I said, "Well," I said, what's going on with it?" He says, "I don't know." He says, "It won't start." He said, "It's out there in the alleyway if you want to get it." He says, "It's got a bagger on it." So I drove over there. It was probably about, I don't know, 3 in the morning when I was getting home from work. I drove through the alley and looked at it, and I said, "Oh boy," I said, look at this jewel. I bet I can make this tree twirl." So I picked it up and put it in the back of the old white pickup there and brought it home, and here it sat. That was probably, I don't know, a week and a half ago. So I haven't really done anything with it. The only thing I've really noticed on it is that the air box is busted. It's kind of hanging there. So I'm gonna guess if we don't have any other problems, we probably got a carburetor issue. I'm gonna go ahead and take this bag off just for ease of getting around this thing. And we're gonna dive into this puppy. Where's the thing here? Oh, look at that, it's even full of stuff. Hey, go on the compost pile. All right, first things first, let's check for oil. Oh, I also want to tell you guys, this is a garden line, and I don't know anything about garden lines. I do know this is a Briggs & Stratton 500E series, 140cc engine. I like these engines. They've made me a lot of money, and they seem to run really good when you take care of them, but most people don't take care of them. So I wonder if we can get a year off of this thing. Don't see a year. Sometimes there's a year over here on the fuel tank. 2017 it says, so it's older than I thought. It looks to be in pretty good shape for 2017. Not all rusted out. But anyway, let's check the oil on it. See what we got going on there. Can't tell if that's oil or water. Hope it's oil. Oh boy, oh boy. Looks brand new and clean and full. No complaints there. All right. I guess the next thing is, let's see if this little treat twirls over at all. Sure it probably does. Is the bail stuck? No, bail moves nice and free. Oh yeah, it's gonna go right now. Cool. Let's see what we got happening in the fuel tank here. It's set outside in the rain and everything else. Fuel tank's empty. Nothing in the fuel tank. Maybe we throw a little gas in it. See what that's all about. There we go. Wouldn't that be something if the thing was just out of gas? I guess I've seen stranger things. Not the show, but actually strange things, you know. All right, let's hit this primer. Which acts like it's not doing much anything. We'll give her a pull. There goes nothing. All right. Let's give her a little snort of some carb cleaner then. See what that'll do. Attempt number 2. Really? That's interesting. Real interesting. I thought for sure it popped. Well then, I guess it's time to pull the plug. See what we have going. I have seen these have bad head gaskets before too. I've also seen them have leaking valves when they're left outside. Yeah, there we go. It's obviously something not right here. More so than just your typical carburetor problem. Yeah, plug looks decent. I don't see any fault there. Let me go grab something to tie that bail back with and see what we got. Alright, I got a bungee. Tie this bail back here. See what we have. Uh-oh. I'm dropping it on the ground. I'm gonna do that. Alright. This is going to be kind of fun to try to get a look at here. Can't see a dang thing. Well, now, booger. Alright, bring her down a notch here. Yeah, we got some fire, don't we? I can see it. Okay. How about some compression? Sure seems like we got compression. It's interesting to me. I wonder why it didn't fire. Let's tell you what, let's do. Let's give her a little bit of lubricant in the cylinder real quick here. I'm wondering if we don't have a valve problem. Seems like it's got compression, but I'm just not sure it's enough. So we'll spray some oil down the cylinder here and see if maybe that won't improve compression. Yeah. Roll it over a little bit. Move that stuff around in there. Okay. Now, let's give her a shot of carb cleaner right in the carburetor. Or not in the carburetor, right in the in the plug hole. That's what I mean to say. Right down the plug hole. Come on. That can's about out. I'm gonna have to get another can. Alright. Now let's see what happens. See if that made any difference at all. Tried. It tried to fire for a split second. Interesting. Let me get a better can of carburetor cleaner here. Looks like I'm out of carb cleaner, but I got this thing of brake cleaner here. Shoot it straight in there. Okay. That's interesting, isn't it? Kind of sounds like we're getting a backfire out of it. I'd like to hear it run a little longer. Got backfire. Pop, 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 pop. I believe we got a stuck valve. That's what I believe. We're going to give her a little bit more here. Maybe it'll come out of it on its own. Probably not. Get a little bit of rust behind that intake valve, and sometimes they come out of it on their own, sometimes they don't. But pulling the head on these isn't bad. That lubricant should have helped. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now I think if we take the carburetor apart, we'll probably have enough that it'll light off and run. But yeah, you could hear it popping and see it blowing crap out. So it's not drawing anything through the carburetor at all. Probably just flooded it. That's enough proof for me. I don't know about you guys, but enough proof for me. We'll start tearing her apart. We got, memory serves me correctly, we got 2 8mm, 2 7mm screws here for this cover. Let's see here. 7mm, 8mm. 7mm, 8mm, and a drill. Hey, that'll run. There's one of my neighbors flying around the neighborhood. Oh, this one's different. Oh, no, it's not. Never mind. Never mind. How you guys doing out there, huh? Pretty good, I hope. Hope you're doing good. Blessed beyond all measure. Loving the Lord with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, all your strength. That's what I'm trying to do. Alright. Pull that out. there is a little vent tube behind here that will have to come off. There we go. Now what I like to do is I like to take this top cover off and I'll pull the fuel tank and the carburetor all as one unit. So there's 3 8mm 5/16, what do you want to call them, screws on top. And those just back right out. Pull your top cover off, set it to the side. Alright, and then this fuel tank will just come up like so. Pull it out. Then you can go ahead and you can pull your carburetor out. Wiggle it side to side. There we go. She'll come out. Now this one doesn't have the exhaust choke stove on it. It's just got one linkage for the governor, which is kind of odd. So we're going to take this, put our fuel tank down, and then we're going to pull this rod off. Hopefully you guys can see what's going on there. There we go. And then what I'll do next is I'll go ahead and I'll separate this fuel line from the carburetor so we don't blow fuel everywhere. There's a bunch of money stuff. Oh, my pliers are already over there. See there. Oh, I'm leaking fuel already. There. Oh, Fraggle Rock says hi. That's another thing that happened while I wasn't putting out videos. I had a chicken I had to put down. It had liver failure. It was one of our oldest hens we had. It was really sad. Needed to have to do that. And it upset my wife a lot. Okay, I am going to drain this. That fuel coming out of there looks brown and yellow, so there's probably some nasty stuff in the bottom. We're just going to go ahead and shake that tank around a little bit. Dump that out. Yeah, oh yeah, that's nasty. Yeah, that's pretty grody. Makes me wonder what the bottom of the carburetor is going to look like. Alright. But anyway, I digress. So, and here's the carburetor. They're plastic, so you got to be real careful not to damage them. There's 2 7mm, I believe, screws on the bottom here, if memory serves me correctly. So, yep, 7mm. So we're going to slap them on the drill. Well, that socket on the drill. Pull them out. Set them on the bench. Alright. Now, what do I do with that? Get you a small flat blade screwdriver. And then come in under here on one of the corners and just gently pry up. Get in between there. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing here, but you don't want to bust it. You just want to get some leverage on there because it's on an O-ring on a taper, and then you can just literally pry that out of there. Look at all that gunt coming out. Yeah, it's bad. Oh yeah, she's lovely inside. She's set with nasty fuel in it. All right, that's all right though. We'll get her all cleaned up. So you can see your float, it's still dumping stuff out. So the next thing we're going to do here with our little screwdriver, we're going to come behind here and pry up on this float pin a little bit just to get it out of there. There we go. And then our float and our needle valve will come out. Should come out. Oh, our needle valve's stuck. That's wonderful. Let's see if I can't get that up out of there. Yeah. It's the first time I've seen that. Oh yeah. Yeah, she's gross. Alright, let me get that pin out of there. This one's pretty bad. Alright, next step. Take your screwdriver, Go in between here. Gently pry up on this. Then this piece should come out. Now there's a lot of really fine little orifices on this. These are your jets. You can see this one here is totally plugged. This one's open, this one's open, this one's partially plugged. Alright. These have tiny, tiny little jets on them. They're really tiny for emissions. So it's kind of hard to get a wire through them. And most of mine are bent snot anyway. I need to get a new torch tip cleaner because this one's seen better days. But you want to make sure you go through all these jets. Every one of them. Yeah, that one there's literally full of stuff. Blow through all these. Trying to get this thing open. And that one's totally plugged. I may have to go get another one of these. Yeah, that's really bad. Yeah, when I get one of these in with a shucked engine, I tend to keep the carburetor and the parts off of it. I think I have another one of these. Let me go look. Alright, like I said, I always keep a spare one of these around. Just for such an occasion as this. Let me get this soaking. I want to look and see if I got some actual carb cleaner that'll break that varnish down. I do. Man. It's bad. The level of varnish in this carburetor is bad. Real bad. Oh, we might have just, nope, I don't think we did. I think my hand slipped. I was gonna say, I thought I just got through that jet, but I don't think I did. Oh, there it went. There we got through it. Yep. Getting good flow through there now. Okay. Excellent. So we will be able to salvage that. All right. probably going to take a whole can of carb cleaner to get this thing cleaned out. Probably really should have put it in an ultrasonic. Probably really what should have happened. I want to take a closer look at this needle. Pretty rough. See what I'm looking at here, trying to see if the end of this is still supple and pliable, and see how it's got, I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera or not, but it's got these little white marks on there. I don't know that I trust this needle valve. I'm going to see if the one in the spare carburetor I have is any better. Soak that one a little more just in case, but I think that needle valve right there is probably not going to make it. Probably going to give us problems. Open this one up, see what you got. Well, this one's moving, so that's a lot better. Had a guy bring me one of these one time. He said, oh, you pour gas in it, he says, and you can get her started, but you don't run good, and it pours gas right out the front of the carburetor. I took it apart, and the pin for the float wasn't even in the carburetor. The float was just dangling there. Yeah, this one looks a lot better. There's no white marks on that. It's nice and supple. We're going to use this one. We're going to use this guy here. We might even change floats because that one's still pretty doggone. Yellow. So I think we'll do all of the above. We can swap floats and everything. There we go. All right. Go ahead and begin our reassembly. Now, you got to look at these because they only go in there a certain way, and I need to clean that up a little better. Still got traces of stuff in there. There we go. Push that down in there until it clicks in, like that. Now we'll put in our new float, new needle valve. And your float just kind of goes down this little groove right here, like that. Be careful because you can drop them. Then what I like to do is flip it upside down, put my float down in the, oops, I'm missing, put my float down in the hole there. There we go, needle valve in the hole, I mean. And then you got to make sure this float snaps in here and make sure it's in there good, because if it's not, it can come out and cause you all kinds of problems. See right there, we're still not all the way down in there. There it is. Okay. All right, now we want to make sure this needle valve's seating, so we're going to blow through here. Can't blow through it. Lift up on it. It's going to open up. We're going to be just fine. All right. Dump all this out. Spray this out some more. Try and get as much of this trash out of here as we can. I don't like soaking these plastic carburetors in the ultrasonic because I've had it warp them. And they don't seal right, they don't work right. And granted, you can buy one of these carburetors probably now for, I don't know, 10, 15 bucks. These ones here, these little 500 series Briggs are just so finicky. There's people out there that drill these out to 20 thousandths. They drill them out a little bigger. And I do that on some of them. This one I'm not going to take the time to do that. I'm just going to put it back together. Another thing that gets you is the primers on these things are junk. They don't usually work real good at all. So we're going to go ahead and get her back together here. Go ahead and put our fuel tank back on her. There we go. Take this whole thing, bring it up here, hook our linkage back up, like so. Come in here. Get our carburetor installed on there like that. Then we'll set our tank back in. I missed the tab. There we go. Now that's down in there. And I gotta be able to get this hose clamp back on. Should have done that probably beforehand. There we go. Hose clamps back on. Let's get that dead spider out of there. We can now put our top cover back on. Now we can put our outer unit on. We're going to go ahead and clean that off real quick. Let's see here. I think we can test our primer too while we're at it. Push in on that. It might work. Time will tell. Make sure we get our little vent tube back on it. I should have left that top piece off to do that with, but I can still get it, I think. Maybe. If my digits will work. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Hands aren't working like they should. All right, up over to our 7mm for our bolts to hold the carburetor to the outer plate here. If I can get my hand to work, that would be great. There we go. All right, let's move some of this stuff out of the way. Then I believe we're about ready to try to test fire this thing again. See if we do any better. Granted, if it runs decent and works okay, I'm gonna have to buy a new outer box here and a new air filter, because the one that's in here is just junk. We'll find that out here in a minute. Depending on whether or not the primer works, we might have to get a new inner cover and primer ball too. Alright. There we go, that should be plenty. What do you guys think? Is it gonna go? Huh? Alright, here goes nothing. Oh, well, okay. I guess it decided it was done. Popped the deal right off the bail there, didn't it? I wanted to let that run for a while, since I don't think it's ran in quite some time. That reach there. Yeah. Seems like that runs pretty good. Let's have a quick look underneath the deck here, see what it looks like underneath. I just wanted to let her run and get up to temp a little bit there. Oh yeah, we got an old rusty blade under there. Yeah. It's pretty beat up and pretty rusty. Pretty bad. Oh boy, she's been dinged to high heaven. Well, let's see if we can't sharpen that up. Actually, let me see if I don't have a new one. Might have a brand new one for that, unless I scrap it. Ow. Alright, well I guess I don't have a blade for that, so I guess I'll have to try to save that one. Not what I needed. What am I doing? Huh. Odd size. There it is. What is going on here? There it is. Okay. Corroded mess. Now when you take these blades off, make sure you pay attention to which way they're going. Let me get my angle grinder out here. I'd say that this old girl probably didn't have the best of lives. Probably just used and abused and thrown away. That's the way it looks to me. Alright. Yeah, you always want to make sure you look at your cutting edges on your blade so you know which way they go. Yeah. You can see how badly, I mean, look at that chunk missing. She really could have used a new blade, but I'm not going to give her one. Well, I know she's not anywhere near perfect, but she'll cut all the same. Definitely cut better than what it was. Tighten up. Alright, let's flip her back up and I guess we'll go see if we can't mow a little bit with it. I'll see you guys over there. Starting to get some pretty good grass growing around my peach trees here. I think that blade was all dinged up anyways. I'm going to go ahead and mow around here because I know there's some peach pits in here. I'm just going to go ahead and do it and knock it out real quick. I don't like running it without an air filter on it for very long. I'm going to have to get that. I don't have one, and that thing's not going to stay on anyway, so there's no point in putting it on there. So let's go ahead and see if we can't get her fired back up here. Let me bring this up here where it needs to go. Might have to prime it again. Yep. Really? Flooded? Yeah. Must have flooded a little bit when I tipped it over. Well, I don't know about you, but I think that's a pretty big improvement from what we saw in the beginning there. It's leaving some nice stripes right down there. No gaps in the cutting. Knocking it right down. I think that's great. A little more cleaning up. New air filter box. Run a few tanks of fuel through it and it's going to be ready to go. Seems like a good little mower. Somebody will be real pleased with it, I'm sure. Anyway, I really am sorry. Sorry, you guys probably can't hear me. I really am sorry that it's been so long since I've had a video up. Life's just been absolutely insane. Been a lot of spiritual attacks going on lately with the enemy here. I think he knows his time's getting close and the end of the world's coming. He's trying to deceive and hurt as many people as he can. But Jesus is Lord. He's Lord above all, even above Satan and his demons and his minions. They'll try to get in your life any way they can, through anything that you leave open to them. Spiritual warfare is very real. There's nothing more important than knowing Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. If you don't know him, please accept him into your heart today. Ask him to be Lord of your life. Repent of your sins. Turn to him. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, the life. Nobody comes to the Father except through me. John 3:16 says, for God so loved the world, he gave his one and only begotten Son, that whosoever shall believeth in him shall have eternal life and not perish. Hell is very real. Very real. The Bible is very clear on this. I don't want anybody to go into the lake of eternal fire and have to burn in eternal torment forever. I sure don't want to go there. I don't know about you. But anyway, I really hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. And again, my apologies. I got to put my family and my health first before anything else. I'm sure you guys understand. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. God bless you.